You want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping, then bitch, you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
See, you got to be able to recognize the mindset of a bitch by her behavior. You got to be able to identify certain behaviors in a bitch and recognize, you know, what her mindset is. A lot of bitches, they see you like the trick. Yeah, she giving you some money, and she might give you enough money to get her credit up. She might give you enough money to buy, you know, a certain car or a certain designer shit, certain jewelry, certain place to live, or whatever the case may be. But just because she gave you the amount of money that it takes to acquire that doesn't mean that she earned that. Doesn't mean that she deserves that. She might be looking at you the same way that she look at a trick. Because a lot of these bitches that sell pussy, that's all they want anyway from a trick. They would love to find a trick that's going to put them in a condo. They would love to find a trick that's going to put them in a German vehicle. They would love to find a trick that's going to buy them some jewelry. But if they can give you the money that they make from tricks and get you to spend it right back on them, what's the difference? And they didn't take the time to earn it. You don't even know if she want to see you with that same shit. You just thinking to yourself like, oh, I'll get her this shit, and then, you know what I mean, she gonna appreciate it, and she gonna hold me down. That's putting the cart before the horse. See, there's certain things as a hoe that you should be interested in, and there's certain things as a hoe that you shouldn't be interested in. There's certain things that as a hoe, it shouldn't even appeal to you. And one thing as a hoe that shouldn't appeal to you is getting personal with a trick. And also as a hoe, you should, because of what you interested in and not interested in, you should be able to easily identify the spirit of tricking in a man. You have tricks that have accepted who they are, and they boldly and proudly let you know that they tricks, right? But then you have tricks that are in denial of the fact that they're a trick, and they've convinced themselves that they're a pimp. Yeah, you got tricks like that too. You got a lot of tricks walking around with prostitutes handing money to them every day. You got a lot of tricks walking around talking about, hey now, say now. You know what I mean? You got a lot of tricks walking around, you know, declaring themselves as pimps. A lot of tricks like that, right? And a hoe that is into pimping, not just a bitch that's willing to hand her money over to anybody that say they a pimp, but a hoe that is attracted to pimping, that is interested in pimping. She gonna be able to identify that in the motherfucker. It's just like, you know, like I said, you got a lot of these dudes, they tricks at heart. They have the nature of a trick, but they call themselves pimping, right? And they tell to sell pussy they pimping, and they convince certain bitches to hand the money over to them, right? But I'm gonna give you an example of a hoe that's attracted to pimping, and a dude claiming to be a pimp but has the spirit of tricking in him, trying to knock a hoe that's interested in pimping, and how that type of individual gets shut down, right? So Sinful and myself, we was talking about a scenario not too long ago, right, where I had moved this bitch, and prior to me moving the bitch, there was a whole bunch of pimps sweating her. She was out of pocket with everybody, right? And so when I moved her, we ride in the taxi to the pepper mill, right? The bitch invited me to breakfast. So I say, yeah, let's go. This after everybody, 20 pimps done sweated this bitch, sat down, talked with her, all the shit, right? So we in a cab on the way to the pepper mill, and while we talking, the bitch is telling me about some of the conversations that she was having with these different dudes, right? But this one particular dude, she was like, yeah, he was telling me that if I fuck with him, he gonna get me a bank account, and you know, he'll split the money with me 50-50, and I'll be able to put half the money in my bank account and give him half the money, right? Now, to a bitch that's not interested in pimping, to a bitch that is attracted to tricks, to a bitch that want a trick to rescue her motherfucking ass, that would sound good. That's the same bitch, the bitch who that would sound good to, that's the same bitch who right now is living in the condo in the trick's name. That's the same bitch who is driving a foreign car in the trick's name. You know what I mean? That's the same bitch who wearing some jewelry that's insured by the trick. You know what I mean? So that would sound good to a bitch like that, but that don't sound good to a hoe. Right? So the bitch was telling me about this conversation. She like, yeah, he said that he'll give me a bank account if I fuck with him, and I could put half the money in my bank account and keep it, and he'll take the other half. But the bitch told me, she was like, he not even knowing, like, I'm really a hoe. I fuck with pimps. I don't want my own bank account. Either I'm gonna break myself to you, or I'm not gonna fuck with you at all. You know what I mean? Now, the me today, I didn't really even understand that situation as good as I should have and could have, right? I'm green at the time, right? But them type of dudes right there, I'm not really that type of guy, right? But you got pimps that'll slide a hoe right up under that motherfucker, right? Now, if he disrespected me or offended me some type of way, which he didn't, because I was actually cool with the dude that she was talking about, right? Me and him was all right. You know, but the me now, being sharper and more seasoned, I recognize that he's a trick. You know what I mean? At the time when she was telling me this, I was like, damn, you know what I mean? He just a deal maker, and, you know, he a simp and this, that, and the third, but it's deeper than that. To be a deal maker or a simp, underneath that is tricking. Tricking is the foundation of that. Tricking is the foundation of simping. Tricking is the foundation of making deals. Because it's either you gonna knock a bitch based on pimping, or you gonna knock a bitch because she attracted to tricking. The only thing she can see a man doing for her is giving her some money. You know, that's ultimately a trick. But, you know, it comes in different forms. You got guys that call themselves pimps and present these deals to bitches, and, you know, the bitch might think that it's pimping because she's giving the money to this dude, but certain types of deals that he presenting to the bitch, that's ultimately tricking. And guess what? That's why it appears to you the stomp down pimp who these bitches get with, and when they find out that you standing firm on your pimping, they end up blowing. And you see the motherfucker, you see the simp, you know what I mean? You see the simp with the blonde dreads that wear OTF t-shirts and look like a rapper and all this other type of shit. You see him and you be like, damn, that motherfucker got a cold catch hand. Damn, he stay moving. Damn, that motherfucker be deep. Damn, that motherfucker do this and do that. Those are the type of bitches that don't like pimps. Those are the type of bitches that don't even know what a pimp is. Those are the type of bitches that can't even identify pimping. They can only identify deals. They can only identify compromise. They can only identify what a motherfucker can hand to them physically as far as some money or material shit. But, you know, a hoe is thinking about something way greater than that. A hoe is thinking about, I want somebody that I can build with. I want somebody who's going to make me seasoned as a hoe, who's going to make me better as a hoe and as a woman. You know what I mean? Because these simps and deal makers who are ultimately tricks, they taking bitches with no money. And what bitches don't understand is when a motherfucker take you with no money, you think you think you getting over or something like that, but it's not serving neither one of y'all no justice. Because what you doing when a motherfucker take you with no money and he supposed to be a pimp, what y'all really letting each other know is that neither one of y'all take each other seriously and neither one of y'all take yourselves seriously individually. Because a bitch who will go to a motherfucker with no money, she's never gonna take him seriously. But not just that, she doesn't take herself seriously. Whereas a hoe gonna come to a pimp with some money, so that the pimpin' knows that she first takes herself seriously and then she takes him seriously. Right? Because a hoe to take herself seriously, right? Because a lot of these be scared to hand their money over. They magnify the money and make the money the biggest thing in the equation, right? But that lets you know that she don't take her hoeing seriously. Because a hoe to take herself seriously, take her hoeing seriously, she understands that if she f up and choose wrong, if she make the mistake of, handing her money to a pimp, might be 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. If she hands her money to a pimp and then realizes to herself like, damn, you know what? This ain't for me. This wasn't the right move for me. I made a mistake. Guess what she knows? She knows that the same way she got that money that she handed to him, she can go get some more money and hand it to somebody else that might be better for her. This is how a hoe gonna think. But again, a bitch with the mindset of what can you do for me? That's why she don't want to hand the money over. Because the only benefit she can think of is you giving her something. She can't think of paying you, giving you something to get something from you that she can't get from the trick. She can't get from the simp. She can't get from the deal maker. She can't even think, her mind don't even think like that. So that's the difference between the mindset of a hoe and the mindset of just a bitch that's selling pussy when she go to choose somebody.
Dig this.
Yeah.
I've been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Baby, yeah, where you been?